So I am going to do Module 1, Chapter 2, Exercise 37, and for my prompt, it's about blood pressure. So it says, a company held a blood pressure screening clinic for its employees. The results are summarized in the table below by age group and blood pressure. So the first question that I need to do is find the marginal distribution of blood pressure level. So I'm going to go to my spreadsheet, and for marginal distribution, it can be expressed as either counts or percentages, but in this case, they are expressed as counts. So now what we're going to do is grab the calculator, and we're going to do, this will be considered the marginal distribution. So I'm going to grab the calculator and I'm going to get the overall percentages of each blood pressure level. And I'm just going to put the percentages right next to the total numbers. So for this one, we're going to do 95 divided by the total number, which is 474, and we're going to get, it's a large number, so we're going to round it out to 20.0%. And I am going to decrease the number. So now we're going to do, so now for low, we have 20% for the marginal distribution for low. So we're going to do normal now. So we're going to do 232 divided by 474, and we're going to get 40, we're going to round it out to 48.9%. So now we're going to do high, and we're going to do 147 divided by 474, and we're going to get 31.0%. So this is the marginal distribution. Low is 20, normal is 48.9, and high is 31%. So now that we found the marginal distribution of the blood pressure level, we're going to do the conditional distribution of blood pressure level within each age group, which is question B, which is find the conditional distribution of blood pressure level within each age group. So now we're going to do B. And basically, the conditional distribution is basically finding the percent under each age group. So this is the total number for this is 98. So we're going to do 27 divided by 98, and we're going to get 27.6% because we're rounding. For normal, we're going to do 48 divided by 98, and we're going to do 48.9%. Or actually, we can actually just round that out. And do we can round it out and make it 49% because it's 48.9. So we're going to do 49.0%. And for high, we're going to do 23 divided by 98, and we're going to get 23.5%. So now that we have that, we're going to do 30 through 49. So we're going to do 37 divided by 179, and we have this number, so we're going to round that out to 20.7%. Now we are doing 91 divided by 179, and we are left with this, so we're going to round that and do 50.8%. And now we're going to take 51 and we're going to divide that by 179 as well, and we're going to do 28.5%. So now we moved over to over 50. So now we're going to do 31 divided by 197, and we're going to round that to 15.7%. And now we're going to do 93 divided by 197, and we're going to round that to 47.2%. And the last one, we are going to do 73 divided by 197, and we are going to round that to 37.1%. So this is the conditional distribution. And basically, the conditional distribution shows the distribution of one variable for just those cases that satisfy a condition or another variable. So let's go back to our question. So now that we have the conditional distribution, we are going to compare these distributions with the segmented bar. So what I'm going to do is go back to my graph, and I'm going to highlight this table, and I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to do recommended charts. And basically, I'm going to go to all charts. So I'm going to just go down, or actually I can go back to recommended charts, and I am going to choose this chart because it explains it the best. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to add my titles. Actually, yes, I'm going to add my titles. And this is basically blood pressure. And this is the percentage. And I'm going to call this I'm basically going to call this blood pressure because that's what it's based on. Blood pressure by age. That's what I can do. So as you can see with this segmented chart, it's basically with the segmented chart, it displays the conditional distribution of a categorical variable within each category of another variable. So as you can see, there are some, the blood pressure normal is bigger than the blood pressure high and the blood pressure low. So I'm going to go back to my question, because now that I have my conditional distribution and my segmented bar chart, I can go back to my questions. So I've done A, B, and C, and D is basically write a brief description of the association between age and blood pressure among these employees. So for D, I am going to analyze my chart, and as you can see, based on the chart, the older you get, the higher your blood pressure gets, whereas the younger you are, the lower your blood pressure is. So for E, the question is, does this prove that people's blood pressure increases their age? Explain. I don't think it proves that people's blood pressure increases by age, but it doesn't. But it does show significance, and there might be more reasons behind why some age brackets blood pressures are low versus some that are high or normal. I don't think that it all determines on your blood pressure. There are things that happen in different families, but yes. So that is exercise 37.